Hello everybody, I'm Chris McFarlane and welcome to the Land Forces 2021 Innovation Awards. Today it's our great pleasure to announce the names of the award winners and the 4 runners-up who the judges thought deserve a high commendation. We've had an outstanding number of entries this year, 45 in all, and we'd like to thank and congratulate everybody who submitted an entry. The point about innovation that too many people miss is that it's not just about having bright ideas. Innovation is about making them work. And the entrants in the Land Forces 2021 Innovation Awards have nailed it. They took great ideas, in some cases brilliant ideas, and made them work for the end users. The AMDA Foundation is a not-for-profit organisation with an altruistic purpose to promote and encourage the development of Australia's defence industry capabilities, including innovation. So we're delighted once more at the quality of the entries we've received. These demonstrate the innovativeness and capability within Australia's defence industry and R&D ecosystem. Our judges had a hard time selecting the winners in each of the 3 categories. The 3 categories this year are the National Innovation Award, which is open to innovators of all sizes, the SME Innovation Award, which is open to Australian-owned SMEs, and the Young Innovator Award, which is open to young engineers and scientists below the age of 30. And we have some great news. We've reinstated the $15,000 cash prize for the winner of the SME Innovation Award. Like everybody else, we were affected by the COVID-19 pandemic and we had to make some economies, and one of those was to be the $15,000 SME Innovation Awards cash component. But I'm happy to announce today that we've reinstated this for Land Forces 2021, and that reinforces our commitment as a not-for-profit foundation to the growth of Australia's defence SME sector. While we're announcing the winners today, the actual awards, including the $15,000 cheque for the SME and Young Innovator Awards, are going to be presented at Land Forces 2021 during the Innovation and Technology for the Future Force Conference, which will be held on Thursday the 3rd of June. So why are we announcing the winners here today? Because our innovation program has grown to the point where things like the announcement of the award winners deserves to be a standalone event in its own right. The winners also need sufficient notice so that they can use their status to increase the effectiveness of their presence at Land Forces 2021. And you'll be able to see a poster display of each of this year's innovations adjacent to the AMDA Foundation stand at the entrance to Exhibition Hall 1 at Land Forces Expo. The AMDA Foundation has been presenting these awards at Land Forces, the Avalon Air Show and the Indo-Pacific Maritime Expo and CIVSEC Expo since 2013. They're an expression of our altruistic purpose to promote the development of Australian industry capability in the fields of aerospace, maritime, defence and national security. At Land Forces 2021, the value of the awards, grants and scholarships that we've awarded at each of our events now exceeds $400,000 for the first time, $425,000 to be exact. And while our cash awards aren't big in themselves, they're an important investment in our industry's capability. They're a small reward for the excellence of the winners, and they encourage young innovators in particular to carry on with what they're doing. The awards are judged by a 7-person panel chaired by the former Deputy Chief Defence Scientist, Dr. Bill Schofield. The other judges are Mr. Paul Johnson, Dr. Ian Sayre, Dr. Rhys Clothier, Mr. Andrew Garth, Mr. Tony Quick, and Dr. Gregor Ferguson. Between them, they considered all of the entries and selected the winners, in some cases after a lot of debate. And it's now our great pleasure to name the award winners. We'd like to start with the Land Forces 2021 Young Innovator Award. We received 14 entries in this category and choosing a winner was difficult. However, a choice was made and the winner of the Young Innovator Award is Dr. Brodie McDonald of the Defence Science and Technology Group for his work on the modelling of blast and explosive effects on armoured vehicles.
My name is Brodie McDonald. I'm a Defence Scientist in the Vehicle Survivability Group in DST. I work on armour development, IED threat characterisation and vulnerability modelling for ADF land vehicles. The innovation I submitted for this award is a project called Advanced Smart Armour Systems. The goal of this project is to provide lighter weight and higher protection armour solutions against ballistic, blast and IED threats. The project is a multidisciplinary approach to armour development, integrating research into advanced materials, computational modelling, and a sense and deploy capability to produce active armour which responds to the threat environment. As a lead researcher into armour material characterisation and computational modelling, I helped to develop a simulation capability which allows us to design, test and evaluate new armour designs completely within a computer environment. This capability allows us to rapidly develop new armour solutions with the aid of significant computer automation, optimization and machine learning techniques. This new modelling capability has been critical to the success of this project for a number of reasons. Live fire experiments remain a foundation for armour development. However, testing with full-scale blast and ballistic threats is time-consuming, expensive, and often over in the blink of an eye, limiting our opportunities for instrumentation. My background is an undergraduate degree in aerospace engineering. Advanced materials and computer modelling is generally under this umbrella, so I did a PhD in aerospace engineering focusing on material characterisation and computational modelling of armour under blast loading. The team that worked on this project is really diverse. We have engineers, material scientists, scientific photographers, as well as firing officers which help us to detonate these threats that we're trying to stop. Because this is a multidisciplinary approach to armour design, we need this diverse team to draw on different technical areas of expertise to produce the optimal armour designs. To make the most of our full-scale experiments, we rely on computer simulations to provide insight into the armour behaviour that we can't directly observe during the real event. We also do the bulk of our iterative armour design in simulation. Using high-performance computing, we can test hundreds or thousands of different armour combinations and then only physically test the optimal solutions. This significantly reduces the development life cycle and allows us to tackle more threats with our time on the test range.
The judges have the discretion to recommend the award of a high commendation for an entrant in this category whom they consider to be good enough to be a winner in their own right. So highly commended in this category are not one but two young innovators. Mr. Harry Vivers of DMTC Limited, who's actually an employee of Thales Australia and completing a PhD at the University of Queensland. He's been working on lightweight, small arms as part of a DMTC project. And secondly, Mr. Mackay White of Cyborg Dynamics Engineering in Brisbane, who has led the control system development for the company's Warfighter Unmanned Ground Vehicle project. Our sincere congratulations to Brodie as well as to Harry and Mackay. Next we come to the Land Forces 2021 SME Innovation Award. We received 28 entries in this category, and after a great deal of thought, the judges named as the winner Speed 3D, based in Melbourne and Darwin, for their work in developing a battlefield 3D printing capability to shorten army supply chains on the battlefield.
So my name is Byron Kennedy and I'm the CEO of Speed 3D, who is a metal manufacturing company based in Dandenong, Melbourne. The innovation we submitted for this award was a expeditionary metal 3D printer. So what exactly is an expeditionary metal 3D printer? This is a technology that you can actually take into the field and produce parts. For the end user, this technology is enable them to get their vehicles, vessels, ships, whatever, operating very, very quickly. So in defense, it's all about time. It's how do you get that vehicle, vessel, ship, whatever it may be, operating in the next hour. You don't want to wait a week. If that vehicle or vessel is broken down, what do you need to do to get it operating? And that's really the key to this technology. So what's it enabling? It's enabling readiness. It's enabling defense to get back to their job and to be able to serve the nation. And really that's the key to this technology, is speed, flexibility, robustness to enable defense to serve the nation.
I'm Lieutenant Colonel Kane Wright, Commanding Officer of the 1st Combat Service Support Battalion. Over the last few months, the Australian Army have been conducting the world's first field trials of a warp speed 3D metal printer. Earlier this year, the Australian Army announced a $1.5 million investment into a 12-month pilot of Speed 3D technology. The program includes the training of soldiers in 3D printing and the trial of Speed 3D's large format warp speed 3D metal printer. The trial is designed to test the feasibility of deploying Speed 3D metal printers both on base and in the field. Warp Speed uses patented cold spray technology that enables significantly faster and more cost-effective metal part production. Developed in Australia, the printer is capable of printing large metal parts up to 40 kilograms at 100 grams per minute. The trial has proven the printer and auxiliary container can be easily transported on the back of HX77 trucks. This 2-week training exercise at Mount Bundy is the second in a series of exercises in which we are putting the Warp Speed through rigorous field testing, for example loading and unloading in various terrains, emergency stops and redeployments, and general operation in austere environments. Soldiers have been training at Charles Darwin University for over 6 months now, learning everything from design to certification of 3D printed parts. They have produced over 50 case studies of parts that can be replaced in the field with metal 3D printing. As an example, here is one of the parts produced today, a bulk fuel module mounting bracket which enables safe operation of manual fuel pumping. This part was designed by one of our trained soldiers and is able to be printed, heat treated, machined, tested and put to use here in the field. The ability to print repair parts in a deployed environment will significantly reduce our footprint and repair damaged equipment on the spot to get us back to our main priority.
The team that worked on this project was from a vast array of Speed 3D's members. So this includes our metallurgists, our engineers, even our marketing people. And we took them into the field with Army to actually prove the technology out. For Speed 3D, the Darwin team is critical to the success of this project. It is really interesting, people ask, why have an office in Darwin? Well, it is having that office in Darwin enables us to serve defence directly. There is a big defence presence in Darwin, and it's a fantastic place. We're able to get access to defence, we're able to get access to the government, we're able to get access to industry in a one-on-one basis in Darwin. Now, there's probably nowhere else in Australia, maybe nowhere else in the world that you can actually do that. So having that office, having that presence in Darwin was really critical to the success of Speed 3D and of this project. The future for 3D printing in defence is all around expeditionary 3D printing. And that's really focusing on Army, Navy and Special Forces. Air Force, of course, is the other discipline. And really in Air Force, it's more challenging and more time consuming to get those parts onto planes. So our focus is really around helping Army and Navy. And also in the Air Force, it's around the ground support equipment. So it's certainly another market and it's the next one for us to tackle. But really it's about serving defence at the point of need. And that's really on the front line. That is the future of 3D printing for defence, and really that is our focus.
Highly commended in this category is Milspec Manufacturing Proprietary Limited of Albury for the development of their 900 amp permanent magnet alternator for military vehicles, which has already secured export sales. Our sincere congratulations to Speed 3D and to Milspec Manufacturing. Finally, we come to the Land Forces 2021 National Innovation Award. We received 11 entries for this category, and after much debate, the judges named as the winner Adelaide company MicroX for their development of the world's first ultra-lightweight mobile X-ray machine. This provides a full diagnostic imaging capability in a package weighing just 95 kilograms, as little as 1/6 of the weight of a standard hospital-grade X-ray machine.
I'm Peter Rowland, Managing Director at MicroX Limited. The innovation we've submitted for these awards is the Rover Mobile Medical X-ray Unit. It's an ultra lightweight mobile X-ray for bedside imaging, and it's designed specifically to meet the needs of mobile and deployed military medical facilities. It's a fraction of the size and weight of conventional X-ray machines, because in the past the military haven't been able to deploy the 600 or 700 kilogram units that most conventional bricks and mortars hospitals used. We're the first company in the world to develop a cold cathode X-ray tube. The cold cathode technology makes X-ray tubes extremely light, and therefore the equipment that uses the X-ray tube is a lot lighter as well. So the big innovation is getting that performance in something that's much lighter and therefore deployable. Defence forces around the world have a policy of trying to provide the same level of healthcare for people who go in harm's way as they would receive if they were at home. And they managed to do this very successfully in deployed Role 3 medical facilities, with the one exception of radiology. Our technology allows a deployable weight of 95 kilograms to offer the full medical X-ray capability that you'd expect in a first-tier acute hospital. Every X-ray tube built up till now has used a heated filament as the electron source, a bit like the old-fashioned incandescent light bulb. Micro-X is using the equivalent of an LED.
Well, the Nano is built around the carbon nanotube technology. This is a real game-changing technology because it enables a very, very small X-ray tube, 1.5 kilograms compared to conventional tubes, which are around that 18 to 20 kilogram range.
This is Micro-X. This is the future. This is the X-ray tube that sits inside of the nano cart. This X-ray tube replaces a conventional heating element with carbon nanotubes, and that enables us to take an X-ray tube that's this big and bring it down to this big without compromising performance.
When you've got an X-ray tube on the end of a reticulating arm, you can reduce the weight of the system by a ratio of about 6 to 1. So every kilo that the X-ray tube loses, the cart can lose 6 kilograms.
The product itself is lightweight, it's easy to maneuver, it has no internal motors or drive mechanisms or solenoid or friction brakes. Everything's balanced, and that's because of the lightweight carbon nanotube.
The auto industry is very much the university for advanced manufacturing, and Micro-X have worked very hard to bring that approach to our business as well. We've brought the people from that industry in, the culture and the supply chain.
Everyone at Micro-X has a background in highly regulated industries, which means quality is our second nature.
We've worked on the approach of quality and efficiencies around manufacturing that the auto industry has. They produce cars at high rates and still have the highest levels of quality.
Our next application using our carbon nanotube technology is our mobile backscatter imager. This uses our ability to make multi-emitter tubes and scan an object to make an image, effectively giving us X-ray vision inside an object. This is very useful for bomb disposal applications and threat identification, where we've eliminated the need for a human to interact with the object.
Micro-X will continue to develop innovative products in both medical imaging and security imaging. Our aim is to develop, in fact, only develop products which have no competition. This is a whole new imaging modality that's available through the CNT technology. The team that worked on this project, a group of engineers in Adelaide, that's the core of our engineering, are extremely bright people. But our design focus is very, very much driven by users. We design to solve users' problems. We were very lucky in that we got a contract from the Department of Defence to create a technology demonstrator. And as part of that, I was able to spend some time with the Australian Army in a deployed medical facility up at Shoalwater Bay on a big exercise, the biennial Talisman Sabre. So it was really good in that to see the hospital set up and how the workflows worked in the hospital and the problems that they were having in radiology with the existing equipment. So that understanding how an operational deployment works was really helpful to as a place to start the design of this new equipment.
Highly commended in this category is Melbourne company Defentex, who have developed Drone 40, a family of low-cost, modular loitering munitions that can be fired from a standard 40mm grenade launcher. This is already in frontline service with the British Army in the Sahara Desert. Our sincere congratulations to MicroX and Defentex, and our congratulations and thanks once again to all of the companies, research institutions and individuals who submitted entry for the Land Forces 2021 Innovation Awards. While you may not have won an award this time, you've put yourself in an outstanding position to catch the eye of potential partners and customers in Brisbane in 2 weeks' time. And as I said before, the awards themselves will be presented by the keynote speaker at the Innovation and Technology for the Future Force Conference, which will be held at Land Forces on Thursday the 3rd of June in Brisbane. We look forward to seeing you all there. In the meantime, many thanks for participating in this online event and joining us here at the AMDA Foundation Limited. See you in Brisbane.